Okay, so we are now 10 years into our experiment, following the players, and as I said on the last season that we looked at, I'm gonna switch the players around. So we're gonna start with Felix this time, because he's always the last person that we check, and I think it's only fair that we give him his chance to be the first player. So Felix, he's now worth 79 million. He's 29 years old. We're 10 years into this game, so we're 2029. There's only one part now. We'll go after this. We'll be jumping to 15 years ahead, where I think most of our players should be right on the edge of retirement if they haven't already retired. So we'll see how things go now. So he's still at Man U. Last season was a decent year for him. 7.38, 32 appearances, 8 goals, 8 assists, 5 player of the matches. So not too bad at all. Like I said, I think he should really be better, performing better than that, but it's fine. It's a solid performance at least. Havertz, he's now 30 years old, valued at 79 million, still at Barcelona. Let's see, last season, 34 appearances, 12 goals, 14 assists, 3 player of the matches, average rating 7.60. So again, he's just getting, he's still an extremely good player. He's very, very good, and he's doing very well for Barcelona now. So he's developed into a very strong player. Mbappé next, who is surprisingly at Liverpool. He's 30 years old now, valued at £96 million. That's incredible. And wow, Liverpool got him on a free transfer. That is phenomenal business. To get him on a free is just ridiculous. Let's see, what was his seasons like? His last year for PSG, 37 appearances, 23 goals, 9 assists, 9 player of the matches, average rating of 7.96. And he joins Liverpool, and his first season there, 36 appearances, 28 goals, 11 assists, 16 player of the matches, 7.88 average rating from a free transfer. That is just remarkable, and I don't think I've ever seen anything as good as that in this game. So wow, and I hope Liverpool won the league that year. In fact, I'm going to check. What season was it again? 2028-29. What season are we now? We didn't. How? We had such an amazing performer, and we still didn't win the league. 80. How did we not? Okay, I know I'm getting sidetracked here, but I need to find out why. Who have we got in our team? Okay, no, I'll come back to it. Dele Alli. That's weird. Okay, anyway, let's get back to having a look at players. So Mbappé is now Liverpool, and he's performing remarkably again. So let's see how that develops in his final few years. Rodrygo's next, he is now at Barcelona. He just joined them. So didn't play any games last year. What happened there? Yeah, he's had a lot of injuries throughout his career, but just he's fallen out by the looks of things with... forget that. I'm looking at... That's silly me. Okay, that's this year. Okay, forget me. Last year then, it was 21 appearances, 8 goals, 1 assist, 1 player in the match, 7.24. So he's starting to fall out of love with Man City by the looks of things, or they were falling out of love with him because he's not playing that often. And he didn't have too many injuries during that one season. So that'll be Okay. 61 million though. They lost nearly half of the value, but it could jump up potentially 77 million. So still a significant loss, but not dreadful, I would say. For him, let's see, Rodrygo. Who's next? Sancho. I keep wanting to go the other way around, but we'll just be going over the same thing. Okay, he is now at Barcelona. He is, how old is he now? 29 years old, valued at 78 million. Solid performances over the last 4 years since he joined them, really. Slight drop, but then he's bounced back a bit, and he's been a solid performer by the looks of things. Mid to high sevens on his average ratings, always double figures for goals, and he's playing a lot of games as well. So, I'd say a good purchase by pretty much every team that he's gone to. Barcelona have now, they've got him into his 5th season with them, so wonder if he'll stay there for the rest of it, the rest of his career. Next up is going to be Donnarumma. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right, by the way, but I think that's how it is. He's 30 years old now, 52 million valued at 52 million. Still at Milan, which is good to see. I'm glad that he's staying, and I hope he stays there until he retires. Again, he's had a solid year. 19 clean sheets, 20 conceded. So they've got a solid defence, because low 20s for the last four seasons in a row now. So I'm wondering whether or not they've started winning the league again with the defence, or is it just a case of they're losing 1-0s maybe. But still, good performances there. And he's been, considering he's an academy player, fantastic. What a fantastic find for him to come through. De Ligt next is still at Juve, 56 million value, 30 years old again. And let's see, performances, low to mid 7 average ratings. Not really getting any goals, but he's a defender, so he shouldn't really, except for maybe the odd corner. Getting a couple of assists here and there, so that's not too bad. Player of the matches, he's always been having a few, really, and he's playing a lot of games. So considering 74 million, and they've had him for 10 years now, I think that's a good purchase. It's a very good purchase. You'd think, or you'd be hoping that would turn out to then be translating into league titles, but still, it's a solid performance by him. Alexander-Arnold, again, 30 years old now, 60 million value, still at Liverpool, and pretty much just copy and pasting his previous seasons. He's had one very good year, with the average rating jumping up to 7.51, but he's been low to mid 7s consistently, so that's one sort of, I would say, anomaly where it's just jumped up a little. But again, playing a lot of games, gets the odd goal, gets a few assists here and there as well, the odd player of the matches, and he's just putting in good performances. So very, very nicely done. Let's have a quick run around the leagues, and then we will, if I spell English right. Let's see, so past winners, Man City won it the last 3 years now. They've, as expected, with all the money that they've been spending, and I'm assuming that they're still in that position in the game, then it's expected that they're performing very well. See Serie A next, so that's the next one in the. Let's see. Roma, they've won one of the leagues. Fantastic. So at least now we've got the traditional teams that have, previously been, during the sort of 90s and 2000s, they've won it. The only one, Inter. Be interesting to get Inter back up there. which they are showing as being there or thereabouts, but just not making that final step up. But Roma did that as well. Roma were there or thereabouts for a few years, and then they've now finally won it. So when we jump to 15 years into the game, from when we started, that is, so another 5 years down the line, we might very well see Inter being in there. Hopefully, I would say, rather than I hope that they are there. Let's have a look. The next one's going to be the Spanish Liga. Past winners, kind of, as expected, Barcelona. So it seems like it's flipped around now. So Barcelona's favourites to Real, as expected, really. Bundesliga, this I would imagine is going to be the similar situation. Bayern Munich again. The only anomaly that there is Schalke coming up, running up in the last season, where Dortmund came third. So that's the only real sort of surprise. Everything else is pretty much as expected. The French League, let's have a look. It is what it is. They've won it for 12 years in a row now, or 11 years in a row. So it's, you could probably simulate this now for the next 10 years, and they probably win it every year in there. And let's have a look at the Russian League. Why not? Past winners, that's all we've got. Zenit, CSK, Lokomotiv, kind of jumping all about, really, to be fair. So we'll now jump another 5 years into the game, where we should have a lot of our players retired, potentially. And let's see how their final seasons are in the game. So we'll jump ahead now. Now 15 years into the game, we're at the 31st of August 2034. So let's see what's happened, and this will be our final update on this experiment before I'll introduce then, and I'll do a quick rundown as to what we're going to introduce following up in the previous, or the next experiment, should I say. So Alexander-Arnold, 35 years old, valued at 4.5 million, so a huge drop compared to where we were 5 years ago. Still at Liverpool. I'm surprised he's not retired yet. At 35, maybe he's announcing it soon. I can't remember where we normally see it, but his contract expires at the end of this season, actually. So I would expect him to potentially be retiring, but I don't know. I'm not going to check it out anyway. I think 15 years into the game's a nice way to round it off. But the last 5 seasons, again, he's pretty much just been the same player. There's not really been any changes. There's been maybe a slight drop down now. Number of games are slowly dropping. But apart from that, he's been exactly where he's been the entire time. So we'll jump to De Ligt now and see where he is. He is still at Juve. He's now only worth 3.1 million. He's 35 years old. Performances are starting to come down. The number of appearances are starting to drop. As expected, he's come to the end of his career now. So, they've slowly starting to drop down. Again, still fairly solid though. I would be happy with with those performances if it wasn't, depending on where Juve are, obviously. But I think they are half decent performances, and considering his age and where he's currently at. So let's have a quick look now at why am I putting spaces? Donnarumma. Okay, he's still at Milan. He's still valued at 15.5 million at 35 years old. Wow, how? Let's see, his performances have been solid. You know, a couple of seasons here and there where he's been in the 30s for conceded, but he's still low 20s, or low to mid 20s normally. Still low to mid 7s for performances. So at 35, he's still performing well. I wouldn't be surprised if they could get probably another 3 or 4 years out of him at least, before any significant drop in performance. Okay, Sancho, he has retired at 34. And let's see, do we get to see his history? Oh, I didn't save it, did I? So Barcelona, he was there until 2033, so they got 8 years out of him. 236 appearances, 66 goals. That's not bad going, is it? Yeah, and he pretty much won everything with them. European Championship, Super Cup, Spanish Cups. Yeah, he's done fantastic. He's had a fantastic career. He then joined Marseille, but he failed to make a single appearance in the 2 years that he was there. So I think he possibly have went off the cliff. His performances did then, to the point where he's not even worthy of a start. Rodrygo is at Arsenal, so he's 33 years old, valued at 10.5 million. Let's have a look. Arsenal, he joined him at 2030, so what's that? Would it be 4 years ago now? And this would be his 5th season with them. 67 million, so Barca did make a little bit of profit off him after the 2 years he spent there. And not bad performances, I'd say, considering his age. At this point, it's you'd normally expect a more significant drop off. So yeah, he's had quite a career when you look over it. And yeah, I would say not too bad at all. Mbappé, let's see, is he still playing? He is, and he's still at Liverpool. 35 years old, valued at 4.4 million, and career stats. Okay, he's playing a lot less games now. So he's in the low to mid 20s in terms of games. His goals have dropped off massively. But Liverpool got 3 very good years out of him, which is fantastic considering it's a free transfer. Anything that they get out of him is going to be a good thing. Still on a lot of money though, even at that age. So fair play. Havertz, let's have a look at him now and see where he is at. So still at Barcelona, he's 35 years, valued at 5.25 million. And still getting a lot of games. And still performing quite well, actually. There has been a drop off over the last 2 seasons. So going from comfortable mid 7s or even mid to high 7s on average ratings, he's now dropping down to low to mid 7s. So you can see there's a drop in his performances there. But at 35 years old, he's still performing. Still playing a lot of games, actually. So he's doing really well. And at 85 million, for them to have got 11 seasons out of him, and for him to have performed as well as he has, I would say that was a very, very good purchase. And then lastly is Felix. Let's have a look up. Selected the wrong player. Wrong option. Felix, where are you? There you are. Okay, 34 years old, valued at 14.5 million. So that's quite well. That's quite a decent one. Let's see. Career stats. Still not going too bad. There's a bit of a drop off the last 3 seasons, but still a comfortable player. And potentially they could maybe get another couple of seasons out of him. So not a bad purchase for 78 million. You've had over a decade out of him for £78 million. That's very good. That's a very good purchase. And one that they would not be shocked to say that that's one of their best purchases during that period. So let's have a look, see what the league past winners last 5 years. Thank you, Liverpool have finally won the league. Bring it on. This would have been a very embarrassing time if I would have gone through all of these seasons and Liverpool not to have won the season, at least one season. That just would have been too shocking. We've won the league, but it's mostly been Man U, Chelsea. Man City have dropped away, so I don't know if maybe their oil billionaires decided to pull the reins in, or if he's left and just, up sticks and gone. Hopefully, because, it's not, I don't like this way of getting money, so hopefully he's decided to say he's leaving, maybe. There you go. He scales down funding, but that was several years ago, so they've just lived off that up until then, I think. So that's always good. Let's have a look. Serie A next. Past winners, past 5 years. Let's have a look. Milan. Not Inter though, sadly. I was hoping Inter would get in there somewhere, but they're not even in the top 3 places, so I don't know what's happened with them. But Lazio and Roma are still getting the odd one here and there. Juve haven't won one for quite a while now, which you'd expect them to have at least been in here. So Milan seem to look like they're the powerhouse at the minute. Juve are always just missing out, sadly. But I'm gutted Inter didn't get in there. I wish Inter was in there, even if it was just for one season. Let's have a look. Barcelona, the tide had definitely turned, and it was Barcelona's dominant spell at the minute, with Real Madrid there, Atletico always pretty much in third place, so as expected, I would say, to an extent. This should be Bayern Munich, and pretty much you would say that it had been, apart from again this odd season where Dortmund came third, it's kind of standard. It's all been just regular standard. You scroll through, like back then it changed, but for the last 20 years or so, it's kind of just been Bayern Munich, Dortmund, and they might have flipped around here and there, but it's kind of been the same thing. Let's have a look at the French league next. Jump to past winners. Oh, okay. Lyon won it 1 year, so maybe things are changing with PSG. It's not quite as dominant anymore, maybe, but it's been quite clear they're winning every season. So, French league is just as it is, as expected. And then let's have a quick look at the Dutch and the Portuguese. Why not? Whilst we're here, that past winners. Ajax are there. Final dog seem to have bounced back a little. They've had their little spell here now. I don't know how long that will stay, but it's good to at least just check the odd different team in there every now and then. And then finally the Portuguese league. And the one we've forgotten to do actually is the Champions League. So I'll have a brief look at them as well, and see how that's gone. So past winners again, Porto, pretty much every season. So again, all kind of as expected. So a quick look at the European Cup past winners. You got Man City. Okay, it's definitely an English spell of winning it. Wow. So we win it 2021. Liverpool did. They won it another 3 times. So I'll be very happy if that happens. we win it in the next decade. We win it another 3 times. That'd be, in real life, fingers crossed. But hopefully we can win the league in that time as well. Preferably every season, but not going to happen, I know. But hopefully we can, fingers crossed we do well at least. Let's see. Oh, we beat Man U again there, and we beat Chelsea. So that's always a good one. We beat Barcelona. But yeah, for 6 seasons straight now, English winners. That's good. Ooh, should we have a look at the World Cup as well? Let's see. So this will be the first one that we have as part of this. So Italy end up winning it. They win it 2 years in a row. Portugal, surprised by that, especially beating Romania. What are they doing there? That'd be interesting. And then sadly, England win it. I'm Welsh, so I don't want England to win it. But yeah, they end up winning that one. What's the European Championships called on you? This. Let's see how they've gone off. So you got Croatia, Sweden. That's a bit of a long shot. Holland, Spain. So kind of expected. Holland, you'd always say should be there or thereabouts. Croatia, I'm not that surprised anymore. Their performances have been quite well. So they're definitely in that performance to in that position that they can put down a decent marker. What's the South American? That's under 20s. I can't think of what it's called. Copa America, isn't it? Copa America, yes it is. Got lucky, but I still got there in the end. Argentina, Brazil, Venezuela. I wouldn't have expected that one. Colombia. Colombia have always been one of those weird teams where they sometimes do well and then you just hear nothing about them again and they just come back again. So maybe they've had a good year, but Peru as well. Bit of a long shot. Venezuela come second there. Very interesting. Okay, well that's it for now. This, like I said, this is the first video of this new channel that I've created. I've got various different challenges and experiments that I want to try and do over the coming weeks and months. And I've got a series that I'm going to put together whereby I'm gonna do the typical £1 billion challenge, but I'm gonna pit 2 rivals against each other and see which one performs better over a 10 or 20 year period. Haven't decided. But I'll give you an example of it. So you've got Liverpool versus Man U, Liverpool versus Everton. That's obviously my team, but we're going to do some other ones where we might have, for example, Benfica against Sporting, Aston Villa against Birmingham, Partizan Belgrade versus Red Star Belgrade, Ajax versus Feyenoord, Olympiacos against Panathinaikos, I think that's how you pronounce it. So there's several good options in there. Newcastle versus Sunderland. There's a lot of different options. And another big one for up in Scotland, Celtic versus Rangers. Which one's going to perform better with £1 billion in the bank? And I might even just play around with their reputation and facilities, just so we can try and maximise how well they do, and then see who actually comes out on top. So yeah, there's a few different ones. I'm also gonna have ones where I'm gonna try and bring back some of the former glory teams that had their success back in the day, and are sadly no longer anywhere near them. So that'll be another one I'm gonna look at doing. Yeah, there's many others. I've got loads of different options and challenges written down. So hopefully if I can get these going, and if you've got any other recommendations, then please comment down below and like and subscribe, and we'll go on this journey together. Thank you.